to Bellevue. The first one 15-5, then 11-9. While William Penn, they lost twice to Siena Heights. They lost the first game 7-3, and then the second game 6-5 as well. If you look at the numbers hitting-wise, Ryan Malzahn leading the way for Central Methodist. He has 12 for 36, 5 homers, 16 RBI. While for William Penn, that is Shane Malzahn, 488 hitters, 3 homers, 15 RBIs as well. Pitching-wise, it is Central Methodist leading the way is Alexander Gry Sequitz, 0-1 with an ERA of 2, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And for William Penn, that's Ethan Soldner, 0-0 with a 1.42 ERA, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. The upcoming sports schedule is just about ready to get started there on ABC television. It's an NHL game between the Washington Capitals and the Boston Bruins going at down in Boston. Of course, baseball. And then at 2 o'clock p.m., also game number 2 on ABC. That's the New York Rangers take on the New Jersey Devils. And a fun matchup there. 2 good rivals there. Every time you can throw out all the stats there when these two teams meet. A lot of times they always could evolve in playoff positioning back in the day when they were in the old Patrick division there as well. And also baseball will play a second game at 2:30. Of course, softball, they'll play 2 games. They lost a couple of games yesterday down. Actually, they split 2 of them. They lost to Morningside 12-0, and then they defeated future Heart America Conference members St. Ambrose 7-6 there on a game-winning RBI single by Casey Jolly there in the bottom of the 7th inning. They'll play 2 today. Got LSU Alexander at 3:45, and then the University of the Cumberlands at 6 o'clock there as well. And then tomorrow morning, of course, softball will play Texas A&M, Texarkana at 9 a.m. down at Gulf Shores, and then Lindsey Wilson at 11:15 a.m. Of course, baseball will play Graceland 1 o'clock, 12:45 pregame show, and then the second game at 3:30. That was originally scheduled for 3:30 for March the 10th, but it got moved up there because of a possibility of some thunderstorms there. That's according to what Channel 8's own Matt Beckwith would say there as well. And of course, softball's home opener, and well, it's on March the 22nd. They'll be taking on Culver Stockton, a pregame show, 12:45, and of course, I'll have the play-by-play at 1 p.m. there as well at the Reardon Family Field there. Looking forward to there as well. Of course, also tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, the Detroit Red Wings take on the New Jersey Devils as well. Fans are starting to file into Estes Field there. And we'll go ahead and give you tonight's starting lineups there for the visiting William Penn Statesman. That's McGuire Jepson plays shortstop there. Hitting in the number 2 spot, the team's leading hitter, Shane Malzahn at first base. Down at right fielder as Sawyer Hardman. And in the number 4 spot there, that is Aiden North is the catcher there. Keone Young today's starting pitcher there as well. A bit of an overcast day, but of course yesterday we had a nice day. Temperature was around 76 degrees there as a high temperature there as well. So, and now when I came in there, it looked like the temperature was getting around the 40-degree mark there. It should be around 50 degrees, according to Channel 8's own Allison Bivens, and along with Casey Cabellas there as well. So, should be an overcast. It kind of reminds me of old Comiskey Park. I remember like in 1984 when the Chicago White Sox were playing the Detroit Tigers. That was when they had a guy named Jack Morris threw a no-hitter. And that was in the day when Vin Scully and Joe Garagiola dressed like Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. Because the wind was blowing. It was a little overcast. I think the wind was a little harder. It was about 30 miles an hour. And the thing I always remember about that is when Jack Morris, the pitcher, he was known to throw a split-finger fastball. And back in the day, if there was a rule saying if the temperature was below 40, about 50 degrees, I think that's according to what Major League Baseball, and I'm sure they have that here at Central Methodist, the pitcher can blow on their hand while on the pitcher's mound. And the reason he did that is because he wanted that split finger fastball to work. And then all of a sudden that afternoon, he threw a no-hitter against the Chicago White Sox on a Saturday afternoon there as well. So we're about ready to get started there. Quentin Norris here today, and as the great Vin Scully used to say it best, let's pull up a chair then and get ready for some Central Methodist baseball there as well. Of course, baseball is opening day. I would say about 18 days from now, the Cardinals open up with Tampa Bay, 3:15 down at Busch Stadium. Of course, the Los Angeles Dodgers are on the quest for the third straight World Championship. They'll take on Arizona at 7:30 p.m. on NBC television. At 12:15 that afternoon, the Pittsburgh Pirates take on the New York Mets down at Citi Field there on 41 Seaver Wave. So it should be a lot of fun there. Of course, the Kansas City Royals will open up on that Friday. They'll be taking on the Atlanta Braves down at Truist Park. That's a 6:15 start time there. And just to let you know, of course, the Royals are not on, nor the Cardinals are on FanDuel there as well. I think you can even watch it on MLB.TV there as well as part of their streaming services. And it's also part of the ESPN app there as well. So you can always follow along there as well. So we're about ready to get started as the umpiring crew comes out there. That's Nate Braylon. And the head coach for William Penn, that's Mike Laird. They'll go over the ground rules, such as balls in play, which one's out of play there as well. Which is in fair territory, which is foul territory, and then, of course, go over the lineup cards there as well. And sometimes they may ask about what's their golf game. And I can tell you this, and the times I can remember this, well, back in the day, we used to watch the Yankees pregame show on MSG. And they had stuff about umpires, what they do before the game with the umpiring crews. And the guy that led the way was a gentleman named Al Troutwig. And I can remember watching that pregame show there as well. And they interviewed an umpire at one of the baseball games there as well. Of course, Central Methodist, they're in the first base dugout for a number of years. Probably in the past 32 years, since the day when I was a student at Central Methodist, they used to be on the third base dugout. Now they're on the first base dugout. They got a new clubhouse. It's really nice. Got new locker rooms and stuff now. And now we just needed. The only thing would be nice to see is a team's X-ray room, so that every time when somebody steals a chicken, they can always X-ray them there as well. And not only that, but also go after the cats that like to steal food there, especially around Spike the Bulldog. So it'll be a lot of fun there, of course. Crowd's starting to file in on this March the 7th. 13 days from now, it is the first day of spring. And now the coaches shake hands and stuff. And now we'll probably go ahead and give you the lineups, the national anthem by Cameron Mahan, our public address announcer. Of course, does a great job there as well. One of the seniors. Well, we got starting lineups and national anthem. We're about ready to get started. Quentin Norris here, calling from the Catbird Sea. We'll go ahead and set the defense for you. Sponsored by the Exchange Bank of Missouri. That's Ryan Mazan in left. Out in center field, that is Simon J.J. Yoakum. Out in right field, Zeb Weedy. Down at third base, Dario Rios, shortstop. Jordan Vasquez, second baseman, Landon McKillop. First baseman, Gavin Whitehurst. Behind the plate is Dawson Foster, and that's Weston Walls, a starting pitcher there as well. 1-0 with a 7.71 ERA, 12 walks, 15 strikeouts. He is from a town of Terrell, Texas, around the Houston area there as well. So we'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups just in case you're joining us. So we got McGuire Jepson at shortstop. Shane Malazone at first base. Sawyer Hardeman's in right field. That's Aiden North, the catcher there. Keone Young's at third base. Abraham Arroyo's at center field there. Leon Riley the second is at DH. First baseman Jagger Mitchell. And then the catcher. And then at second base, Andres Padilla. So we're about ready to get started there. As the great Vin Sky used to say it best, let's pull up a chair then and get ready for some Central Methodist baseball. This is the 1800 1800 baseball games. 11:55 for Major League Baseball. 6:45 in the college ranks. Walls gets his warm-up tosses there. Dawson Foster will fire down the second. And getting ready to step up to the plate there for is McGuire Jepson. McGuire Jepson is a .289 hitter, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. He is from Rigby, Idaho. Walls delivers the first pitch. That's a strike call. Came at 12 noon. Temperature about 45 degrees. The time and temperature sponsored by the Parking Spot. Easy to spot, easy to park. The Parking Spot here at Kansas City International Airport. Fouls it off there, and it's 0-2. Later on, we'll give you an update on the NHL game between the Washington Capitals and the Boston Bruins there as well. A little over a month away. It's the Stanley Cup. The 0-2. A little high, 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes on McGuire Jepson. Here's your 1-2 pitch. Swing! And as you hear, I heard a foul tip there, and Dawson Foster catches it for the strikeout. So 1 down now for Shane Malzone, 488 hitter, 3 homers, 15 RBIs from Sara Lee, California. Santini, California. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Team's leading hitter entering today's series, today's doubleheader there. Crowd starting to file in. Noon start. 2-0 to count. Of course, tomorrow's game with Graceland starts at 1 o'clock. Of course, most importantly, just to let you guys know before you depart on Saturday, forward your clocks 1 hour. 2-0 pitch. That means the sun will set tomorrow night at around 7:15 p.m. according to Channel 8's own Matt Beckwith. 3-0 pitch. That's ball 4 there. And now coming up to bat for William Penn is Sawyer Hardeman. 326 hitters, 3 homers, 13 RBIs from American Fork, Utah. Walls will work from the stretch position. Pitch to him. 5 straight balls there. I think Walls just needs to settle down. Talk to the baseball. Point to Dawson Foster. The 1-0 pitch. Misses inside. That's 6 consecutive balls for Weston Walls. Walls getting the sign from Dawson Foster. 1 out in the first. The pitch. Ball 3. Or as Bob Euchre would say, that's ball 7. Three balls and no strikes. William Penn 9-4, Central Methodist 5-8. 3 balls and no strike. 3-0 pitch. Takes it all the way. 3-1 now. A little bit overcast. Yesterday, we had temperatures around 76 degrees. Looks like today will be around the 50s there, according to Channel 8's own Allison Bivens. Ball 4 now. So first and second on back-to-back walks for Aiden North. A .359 hitter, 1 homer, 12 RBIs. He is from Oskaloosa, Iowa, which is where William Penn is located, north on Highway 63. And I would say it's about 40 miles from Kirksville. So now first and second, 1 out. Walls working from the stretch. And the pitch. Little Uncle Charlie, as Dwight Gooden used to call it then, calls a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 to count. Walls working from the stretch. The 1-0. 2-0 to count. And now it looks like they're one of the coaches, I think it's Kenny Ortero out there, maybe go over the scouting report, maybe have a long talk with Weston Walls. As the great Jake Clampa likes to say it to Jeffro on the Beverly Hillbillies. Right now, just saying hi to some fans just filing into Estes Field there. While they're busy talking, I just want to let you know that this coming Tuesday is my birthday. I'll be 51 years old there. So if you have an opportunity, please send me a message there on, I can do it by email, qnorris1975@gmail.com. So if you know me on Facebook, you can just shoot me a message on Facebook there as well. Or if you want to leave a video singing happy birthday, I will take that. There's a strike call. 2-1 now. It's happened. It's done that before. I can remember a time or two. 2-1 to count. The pitch. 3-1. I can remember a time or two when I remember one time we got a phone call and there'd be somebody from Columbia College singing happy birthday. And usually it would be a group of 10 that sang happy birthday to me on the telephone. So now ball 4, 3 consecutive walk, and the bases loaded for a Statesman. For Keone Young, a .356 hitter, 5 homers, 23 RBIs from Las Vegas, Nevada. Of course, they have a beautiful stadium, Allegiant Stadium, where the Las Vegas Raiders play. Also the Vegas Golden Knights. They're going to be a team to keep an eye on in the Western Conference of the NHL, also where the Oakland A's are moving to, probably in the next couple of years. And it's balled, everything on how soon their stadium is going to get built. From what I've seen, it looks like a really nice stadium. It's going to be built in that same area where Allegiant Stadium there as well. Strike call, 1-1 there. Bases loaded, full Statesman, 1 out. And, of course, that was when McGuire Jepson struck out. Hits a little ground ball. The third baseman has it. His throw not in time, and a run will score. Malinex will score to make it 1-0, and the bases are still loaded, full Statesman. on an infield RBI single. So 1-0 now. And here is their number 21, Abraham Arroyo. 10 for 35, 2 homers, 11 RBIs on the year. That's a ball inside there. He is from Puerto Rico, which is the same area where the great Roberto Clemente came from. The great outfielder for the Pirates and the MVP of the 1971 World Series. And a strike call there, 1-1 there. And of course, Major League Baseball has a special award named after Roberto Clemente. And I'm hoping sometime in the near future that number 21 gets retired in Major League Baseball. Like 42 is always retired, honoring Jackie Robinson. Now, hopefully, 21 being the next number. 1-2 pitch is a foul ball there. That's also Ozzie Smith's favorite baseball player. And the times he remembered that, I remember listening to Ozzie Smith coming. Remember hearing him at Central Methodist just about 2 years ago. Misses that one, 2-2 there. Any times he remembers watching Roberto Clemente when the Pirates played Los Angeles Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. And he brought a radio so he can listen to Vin Scully. Strike 3 call on the inside corner. So 2 down now for Leland Riley III. 1 for 8, no homers, 2 RBIs from Victorville, California. And the pitch, that kind of gets away from there. Here comes a run will score. Hardman will score and get 2-0. Everyone else moves a base there. That'll be a wild pitch. The count is 1-0 there. I think that'll be a pass ball. It hit the catcher, Dawson Foster. So it's a 2-0 lead for William Penn. Central Methodist is trying to win for the first time since the United States men's hockey team won the gold medal on February the 22nd. And also the third time they've won a game since the day Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away on February the 17th. 2-0 pitch. Lines a shot. Yocum will play on the bounce. 1 run will score. Here comes the second run. And it's a 4-0 lead there. On a 2 RBI single there. And now Jagger Mitchell will be the batter. .154 hitter, no homers, no RBIs. From Rock Springs, Wyoming. On a 4-0 lead there for William Penn. First pitch. That's a ball. The 8th man to bat. There's a strike call. 1-1 now. Andres Padilla on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-0 lead for William Penn. The 1-1. 2-1 now. Two-one pitch. There's a strike. 2-2. Twos across the board, as Snoop Dogg used to say, on the Joker's Wild. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. No, it's a foul ball. I think he might have tipped it, but barely got a piece of it, as Joe Garagiola used to say on NBC television. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. Chop that one foul. It looked like it hit maybe just the barrel of the bat there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Walls just needs to talk to the baseball. 2-2 pitch. He did. No question about it. Strike 3 call. So 4 runs on 2 hits. No errors. They leave 1. We head to the bottom of the first inning. William Penn 4. Central Methodist coming to bat. And we'll go ahead and set the defense for you there. It is sponsored by the Commercial Trust Bank. Out in left field, that's Jagger Mitchell. In center field, Abraham Arroyo. In right field there, that is Sawyer Hardman. Now at third base, Keone Young. At shortstop, that's McGuire Jepson. At second base, Andres Padilla. First baseman, their lead hitter, Shane Malazone. And of course, behind the plate, that is Aiden North, and today's starting pitcher, that's Eric Mahaya. 3-0 with a 2.79 ERA, 7 walks, and 15 strikeouts. He is also from Las Vegas, Nevada. So now hopefully Central Methodist can chip away the lead. There you look at Nate Breland. It looks like heading over to the third base coach's box there as well. Let's see who goes into the first base coach's box there as well. Looks like one of the grads sits in. And I tell you what, he kind of looks like a guy named Dick Trzeski. So Jordan Vasquez, a batter, .313 hitter, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. From Chicago, Illinois. Bottom of the first inning, 4-0 lead for William Penn. First pitch. That's a ball, 1-0 the count. More fans starting to file in there. The 1-0 pitch. Lines a shot. That'll go foul. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jordan Vasquez. Right-handed hitter. And the 1-1 pitch. Misses that one. 2-1 the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Infield at normal depth. Takes a strike. 2-2 the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jordan Vasquez. Ties his shoe up. Two-2 pitch. It's the ground ball to the first base, and he'll take it himself. And there's 1 down now for Gavin Whitehurst. .261 hitter, no homers, 5 RBIs. He is from a town of Chesapeake, Virginia. Of course, he's also pitched some this season. He'll either probably pitch today in game number 2 or maybe pitch tomorrow against Graceland. Chesapeake is around the Richmond, Virginia area. Strike. At one time, that was the AAA home of the Atlanta Braves. The 0-1 now. Ball, 1-1 now. One ball, 1 strike, the 1-1. 2-1 the count. Ryan Malzahn on deck. Two-one pitch. Hits a high fly ball to left field. That's well hit. Left fielder, that'll be off the green monster there. And there is Whitehurst. He'll go into second with a 1-out double there. Hit it pretty good. Went off the green monster, and he's at second. For Ryan Malzahn, 12 for 36, 5 homers, 16 RBIs. He is from Forestdale, Missouri. I want to say hi to his parents. That's his dad, Todd, his mom, Karen, and I think his grandpa. Grandpa is all watching in from Forestdale. Of course, I got to meet them last year on Senior Day. Ball one there to Ryan Malzahn. 5 homers, 16 RBIs. Whitehurst is at second with the one-out double off the Green Monster. There's a strike, 1-1 now. One and one to count on Ryan Malzahn. 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off, and the count is 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quentin Norris sitting in the catbird seat from Estes Field on an overcast day on a Saturday afternoon. 1-2 pitch. It's a little pop up there. Let's see who calls for. Third baseman calls for out number 2. And here's Dario Rios. A 206 hitter, no homer, 6 RBIs. He is from Puerto Rico. Runner at second, that's Whitehurst with 2 outs. Strike, 0-1 now. On deck is Simon J.J. Yoakum. The 0-1 now. Ball 1-1 to count. One ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. 2-1 to count. Two balls and 1 strike. 4-0 lead for William Penn. 2-1 pitch. Lines a shot to the shortstop for the third out. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the top of the second inning. 4-0 lead for William Penn. Did you say something there, Christian? Or did you say something? Oh, okay. I just didn't know. I was just trying to help you. So I'll just do my thing like. Let's see what's the NHL score here. Four runs, 2 hits, no errors for William Penn. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Central Methodist. moment, we'll give you an NHL and a strike call to Andres Padilla. 486 hitter, no homers, 9 RBIs from Colombia. 0-0 at the end of one period between the Washington Capitals and the Boston Bruins. On ABC television, of course, Steve Levy, PK Subban, and TJ Oshie are in the studios there today on ABC television. Of course, game number 2 will have the New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils. Just over a month away, the Stanley Cup playoffs then begin. I believe 6 weeks from today, we will have the Stanley Cup playoffs. Exciting first round actions there. One ball, one strike, top of the second inning. And the 1-1 pitch. There's a strike call, 1-2 now. Trying to get that split finger fastball to work. 1-2 pitch. 2-2 the count. Two and two the count. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball hit well to right. Looks like Weedy is there. And he makes the catch for out number 1 there. And now coming at the bat now is McGuire Jepson. He struck out his first time up. And before that, 4 consecutive base runners there. Followed after that. Strike. 0-1 now. 3 of them were walks, and the other one was a single. Into an infield single to the third. The 1-1. The 0-1 now. Ball 1-1 to count. 1 ball, 1 strike on McGuire Jepson. 1-1 pitch. Hits the ground ball. Yoko. That's McKillop. Throws over to Gavin Whitehurst for out number 2. So 2 quick outs now for Shane Malazone. He drew a walk his first time up and scored the first run of the game for William Penn. It's a 7-inning game, 2 7-inning games. First pitch. Strike. 0-1 now. According to Tim Crowley, who does a great job here at Central. 1-1 account. One ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. Trying to check his swing. Did he go? Yes, sir, I do believe he did. Yes, no question about it. 1 ball, 2 strike. Hopefully we get a 1-2-3 inning out of it. 1-2 the count. Walls delivers the 1-2 pitch. Lines a ground ball to McKillop. Throws over to Whitehurst for the third out. And a 1-2-3 inning goes William Penn. We head to the bottom of the second inning. William Penn 4 and Central Methodist nothing. William Penn, no runs. 1 hit, no errors for Central Methodist. As Simon J.J. Yoakum, the batter. 294 hitter, 3 homers, 7 RBIs from Rolla, Missouri. Of course, had some friends that came from Rolla. Devin Campbell, of course, played basketball. Was on the 94 men's basketball team that went to the national tournament. He was also my residential RA when I lived at Woodward. And that's a ball there. Also, another former Central Methodist baseball player named Steve Siebert lived there, played there as well. Also, David Bates played football back in 1995. Also, Charlie Barr also was a football player. Strike call, 1-1. And also, Casey Curler. She was a basketball player back in 1998. So if y'all listening, I want to say hi to you guys. It's a high fly ball to left, and it's fouled. 1-2 now. Now it looks like they're having some equipment problems there, but I'm sure they'll get it straightened out. And we'll be back to live action there with a count of 1-2 to Yoakum, the fourth. One-two pitch is a line shot into center field. That's a base hit there. So leadoff single for J.J. Yoakum, the fourth. Second hit of the game now, and here's Zeb Weedy. 237 hitter, 2 homers, 7 RBIs from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I know his mom, Tiffany, is probably listening in on the broadcast. I got to meet his mom, Tiffany, I think a couple of times over when she came to a game at Central Methodist. First pitch. And that's a ball there. 1-0 to count. One ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. 1-1 now. One ball, one strike. They throw over the first, and Yoakum, the fourth, is back. And 1 to count. The 1-1. Fouls it off. 1-2 now. One and two now on Zeb Weedy. One-two pitch. Fouls it off. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes on Zeb Weedy. 4-0 lead for William Penn. A little bit inside, or as in Scully will call it. That is called a showcase pitch. Trying to get the batter to swing and miss out of the strike zone. And the count is 2-2. Yoakum the fourth is at first with the single to center field. 2-2 pitch. Misses that one. 3-2 now. 3-2 the count. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it to the screen, and it's 3-2. William Penn with the 4 runs in the first inning. The highlighter was the 2 RBI single by Leland Riley II. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call, so 1 down now for Sean Mitchell. A 182 hitter, 1 homer, 2 RBIs from Keene, Illinois, around the Chicago area. First time I ever learned that town, 2 times I've learned it, was from watching the weather on WGN News when they had a meteorologist named Tom Skilling. The other time I remember it was on the Bozo Show. Back in the day, they used to have the grand prize game where you get to pack your at-home players. And there were a few times they mentioned Keene, Illinois, along with Skokie. I think Joliet was some of the other popular towns. That Bozo the Clown used to announce it on the Bozo Show. 1-0 to count. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now. One ball, 1 strike. They throw over the first, and Yoakum the fourth is back. As Dick Trzuski is talking it over with Simon Yoakum the fourth. Landon McKillop is on deck. 1-1 pitch is a high pop-up along the first base side there. Let's see who, and it's going out of play. 1-2 to count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and two to count on Sean Mitchell. Time called. One ball, 2 strikes. One, 2 pitch. Misses that one. 2-2 now. Two and two to count on Sean Mitchell. It's a fly ball to left field. That's hit well, and that's off the Green Monster. Simon Yoakum the third heads over to third, and here's Sean Mitchell in the second with a 1-out double. So now it's second and third for Landon McKillop. 190 hitter, no homers, no RBIs from Lamoni, Iowa. That's where Graceland University is located. And the most famous celebrity was a guy named Bruce Jenner, who won the gold medal in the men's decathlon in the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal. Of course, got to meet his family last weekend. Had a great visit with him. A 3.5-hour drive. Strike, 0-1 now. With Dawson Foster on deck. On 1 to count, second and third, infield is in. It's a fly ball. That should be deep enough for Yoakum the third, Yoakum the fourth to tag up, and he does. And coming in to score is Simon Yoakum the fourth on a sac fly. So an RBI for Landon McKillop. Hits his first of the year, and it's a 4-1 ball game now. Here's Dawson Foster. 4 for 14, no homers, no RBIs. He is from a town of Sullivan, Illinois. First pitch. Right to the pitcher. Easy throw to the first for the third out. So for 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, and they leave 1. We are through 2. William Penn 4, Central Methodist 1. On the Heart Conference Network and the Urban Edge Network. Whew.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference.
William Penn, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Central Methodist as Sawyer Hartman will be the batter. He drew a walk his first time up. First pitch. Strike. 0-1 now. Top of the third inning. Quentin Norris here on CMUEagles.com, Heart Conference Network, and Early Edge Network from Estes Field in Fayette, Missouri. They 0-1 now. Ball 1-1 now. Aiden North is on deck. Western Walls had a 1-2-3 second inning in the 1-1. Fouls it off. 1-2 now. One-two pitch. Ooh, inside there. Trying to go with the curveball. Maybe the curveball kind of went one way. Tried to get the curveball to go one way, but it went the other way. It's like who went one way, Law went the other. Ooh, way over his head. 3-2 now. More fans starting to file into Estes Field. 3-2 pitch. Hits a ground ball. McKillop has it. Throws over to Whitehurst for out number 1. He's got really 5 in a row retired since the 2 RBI single by Leon Riley the second in the 4-run first inning. Aiden North drew a walk his first time up. Ball's on the mound, trying to keep it where it is. There's a strike, 0-1 now. After Jepson struck out to start the game, 3 consecutive walks in that first inning. Ooh, got away there, and it's 1-1 now. All led to the 4-run first inning. 1-1 to count. Fouls it off. 1-2 now. One-two pitch. Ooh, a bit high. 2-2. Two pitch. Strike 3 call. 2 outs now. 6 in a row retired there. And there's Keone Young had an infield single to third baseman in the first inning that gave William Penn that 1-0 lead. Then the second one came on the wild pitch. And then the 2 RBI single by Leon Riley the second that gave William Penn the 4-0 lead. All in the first inning. First pitch. There's a strike call. 0-1 now. One pitch. It's the ground ball to Rios. He'll throw over to Whitehurst for the 1-2-3 inning. Goes William Penn. We head to the bottom of the third inning. William Penn 4 and Central Methodist 1. 3 hits and no errors for Central Methodist. Here's Jordan Vasquez. He grounded out the first. He is from Chicago, Illinois, home of WGN Television. Meteorologist's name is Tom Skilling. The sport director, Dan Roan. One of my favorite television shows ever took place in Chicago called The Bob Newhart Show. Lines a shot. That is a fair ball. Here comes Vasquez rounding first. He'll go to second. He'll stop there. And how about that third hit of the game for Central Methodist? Two of the 4 hits, I think, have been doubles. Actually, 3 of the 4 have been doubles. Here's Gavin Whiters hitting a double off the Green Monster his first time up. Central Methodist, and you see Gavin Whiters sporting those neon green gloves. Hopefully maybe Gavin Whiters can give me one of those for my 51st birthday. Ball 1 there. One and 0 to count. Bottom of the third inning. The 1-0. Lines a shot in the left field. That's hit well. And it's gone. A home run for Gavin Whitehurst. His first of the year. RBI number 7 has trimmed the lead to 4-3. Once down 4-0, they've trimmed it to 4-3. And here's Ryan Malzahn, who popped out the third his first time up. It's the ground ball to the shortstop. Knocks it down, throws over the first, and in time for out number 1. So 1 out now. Here's Dario Rios, who lined out to short his first time up. First pitch. Lines a shot in the left field. Left fielder goes back. Tie game. Dario Rios. That's tied the game at 4. For Dario Rios, his first of the year, RBI number 7. Tie game at 4. And now here's Simon J.J. Yoakum the 4th. He singled his first time up. The coaches will kind of go out there, maybe go over the scouting report and all that. Well, it's 4-4 thanks to a 3-run third inning. A highlighter, the 2-run homer by Gavin Whitehurst, and Dario Rios tied it at 4. So we got ourselves a good ball game here on this Saturday afternoon. Simon J.J. Yoakum the 4th. First pitch. It's a chopper. Foul. Strike 1. 1-1 to count. 4-4 tie. The 0-1. 1-1 to count. One pitch. Strike. 1-2 now. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. So 2 outs now, and here's Zeb Weedy. Struck out his first time up. Weedy hits on the first pitch, a pop-up. Second baseman calls for it for the third out, but 3 runs on 3 hits. Highlighted the 2-run homer by Gavin Whitehurst that made it 4-3, and Dario Rios tied the game at 4, and we head to the 4th inning, a 4-4 tie. Four runs, 2 hits, no for William Penn. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. Quentin Norris here. And coming to bat is Abraham Arroyo. He struck out his first time up. First pitch to him. Did he go? No, sir, he did not. 1-0 to count. The 1-0 pitch. Fouls it off. 1-1. Estes Field shivering with its concrete foundations. One ball, 1 strike. Chops it foul. 1-2 to count. Throws it into, looks like Alex Gramis. 1-2 pitches, a ground ball. There's a base hit. First hit since the first inning when they scored the 4 runs there. That's only the 3rd hit of the game for William Penn there. And now here is Leon Riley the second. He hit a 2-run single his first time up. That gave William Penn the 4-0 lead, but then Central Methodist answered with a run in the second, 3 in the third. First pitch. There's a strike call, and the count is 0-1. Leon Riley the second. Now 2 for 9 at 222 hitter. A little bit high, and the count is 1-1. 4 RBIs already this season. Royals at first. 2-1 to count. Two balls and a strike. There's a strike there. 2-2 now. Two-two pitch. Hits the ground ball to Rios. So goes second for one. The first. Double play. 5-4-3 double play. As they used to say, that's your pitcher's best friend. And 2 quick outs. For Jagger Mitchell. He struck out his first time up. First pitch to him. Little looping line shot in the left field. That's a base hit. So a 2-out single there. And that will bring up Andres Padilla. He flew out to Zeb Oedi. Oh, that will get away from Dawson Foster. That's a wild pitch and a runner at second now. There's no question that's a wild pitch. One and the count. The 1-0. Ball 2, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Mitchell's at second. Singled and went to second on the wild pitch. 3-0 now. Three balls and no strikes. Walls checks that runner there. It's 3-0 to count. And the 3-0. I think that's a foul ball there. Oh, it hit him. So it's a hit by pitch, and now it's first and second for McGuire Jepson, who is 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, and grounded out the second in the second inning. First and second, 2 outs. It's a high fly ball to left field. Here's Malzahn going back. Makes the catch. As Mel Allen would say on This Week in Baseball, how about that? No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 hits on. We are halfway home. 4-4 tie. 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for Central Methodist. Sean Mitchell doubled his first time up. Four tie. First pitch to him. It's a high pop foul. That will go out of play, and the count is 0-1 now. A little past 1 o'clock on this Saturday afternoon. The 0-1 now. Strike, 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Lines a shot. There's a base hit. The 7th hit of the game for Central Methodist. And here's Landon McKillop. He had a sac fly his first time up. And that was his first of the year. That trimmed it to 4-1, and then 3 more in the third. First pitch. Tries the bunt. Foul ball. Strike 1. Of course, last night we had some rain and thunder. Before the rain and thunder, temperatures was around 76 degrees there. It looks like we're going to be in the mid-40s there. The 0-1 now. Oh, he's had a beautiful bunt. Pitcher has it. His only play is the first. And a beautiful sac bunt there moves Mitchell to second. So McKillop did his job perfectly. Moving him to second, and here's Dawson Foster, who grounded out to the pitcher his first time. Time call. Dawson Foster from Sullivan, Illinois. Mitchell's at second with 1 out. That's a ball. One and 0 to count. Bottom of the 4th inning, a 4-4 tie. Mitchell's representing the go-ahead run. The 1-0. Strike call, 1-1 now. Vasquez on deck. One and 1 to count. The 1-1. 2-1 to count. Of course, the women's track team, they're in nationals down. Their indoor one is in Gainesville. Day number 3 of the finale there. Looks like Haley Bellamy won the national championship in the heptathlon. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Congratulations to her. So if you're listening in along with Kenny Anderson, I want to say congratulations. And so far, that's the only national championship we've had in indoor track and field. Strike 3 call, so 2 outs now. Here's Jordan Vasquez, 1 for 2 with a double, and cleaned the score in that third inning on the 2-run homer by Gavin Whitehurst. Like I said, he's from Chicago. One of my favorite ones was the Bob Newhart show. They had a guy named Bob Newhart who was a psychologist, had his own office building, worked in there along with a orthodontist named Jerry Robinson. They had a receptionist named Carol Kester. And one of my favorite ones I always remember was when Jerry Robinson showed to work in a foul mood. There's a strike call. And you could tell he's in a foul mood. He ended up pounded on the table and take his anger out on Carol Kester. And Carol said, "Are you upset with me?" And Carol said, "Well, why waste it on me? Say who you're upset with." And then all of a sudden, Bob Newhart comes into the elevator. Wanting one to count. 1-1 pitch. Hits the ground ball to the second baseman. Throws over the first for the third out. So no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on. We head to the top of the fifth inning. A 4-4 tie. In 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Central Methodist. As we head to the fifth inning, Shane Malinax is the batter. 0 for 1, drew a walk in the first inning, and scored the first run in that 4-run first inning. Weston Laws has kept him where it is. Good job of framing it by Dawson Foster, and a strike call. 0-1 to count. Neal 1. 1-1 now. First of 2 today. Second game should start around the 2:30 hour. But we may start early. Why not? 1-2 to count. And of course, in between, we'll have a cartoon of Yogi Bear, where today Yogi Bear meets the Little Red Riding Hood. One-two pitch. Chops it foul. 1-2 now. One ball, 2 strikes. Top of the fifth inning. 4-4 tie. 1-2 pitch. Lines a shot in the center field. That's a base hit. 5th hit of the game for William Penn. And here's Sawyer Hartman, 0 for 1 with a walk. He also grounded out to second in the third inning. I believe there is a 30-minute break in between. First pitch. That's a ball, 1-0 to count. Looks like there's a lady on a scooter. At least she's not trying to do like Shaggy did in the Scooby-Doo show. If you remember, where he went into a haunted house riding on roller skates and ended up falling in the bathtub. 2 balls and no strikes on Sawyer Hardman. Malinex is at first with the single. Walls working from the stretch. 2-0 pitch. Fouls it off. 2-1 now. William Penn got 4 in the first inning. Central Methodist got 1 in the second and 3 in the third. Two-one pitch. There's a beautiful bunt down to first base at Whitehurst. Cannot field the ball cleanly, and now it's first and second. That was a beautiful bunt. I have a feeling that's going to be a base hit there, but let's see what Tim Crowley or Rachel Moore will say. They are the official scorekeepers. Here's Aiden North, 0 for 1 with a walk in the first, struck out in the third, and it looks like the coach will go out there and talk with Gavin with Weston Walls with a 4-4 tie. We'll take a break in just a second. Well, of course, we had a pitching change there. That's Jeremy Yano on the mound there. 1-1 with a 4.30 ERA, 7 walks, and 18 strikeouts. From Chicago, Illinois, that last one there by Sawyer Harmon was ruled a single. So now first and second, nobody out. 4 innings from Weston Walls. And the 2 runners on base are responsible for Weston Walls. So now first and second, nobody out. Malinex is at second on the single. Then Sawyer Harmon is on first with the infield single. As he was trying to bunt, Gavin Whitehurst couldn't field the ball cleanly. So first and second, infield in at the corner, anticipating the bunt. There you see Whitehurst charging. Lays down a beautiful bunt that rolls foul. I thought maybe Dario Rios will do like the great Lenny Randall used to do for the Seattle Mariners back in the 1970s. Blow the baseball foul. Times I remember that one, they used to show that on This Week in Baseball with Mel Allen. Oh, 1 to count. Looks like a bunt play on. You see Whitehurst charging. Bunts and fakes it, and that may go foul. 0-2 now. Or the famous Mike Cuellar, excuse me, bunt. If you remember Mike Cuellar in 1969 World Series, he tried to bunt, but instead he pulled the bat back and lined a single over the shortstop of Bud Harrelson. 0-2 the count. That's up high, 1-2. He's probably going to swing away because the next time he bunted foul, that's a strikeout. Yeah, now trying to keep it where it is. First and second, nobody out. The 2 runners on base are responsible for Weston Walls. The 1-2. Lines a shot. There's a base hit there. Now the bases are loaded for Statesman. We've seen that in the first inning. 3 straight hits there. And now here is Keone Young up the bat. So Keone Young, 1 for 2 with a single. An infield single in the first inning. That gave William Penn that 1-0 lead there. First pitch to him. It's a high fly ball in the left field. Left fielder calls for it. Should be deep enough. No, not quite. So there's still 1 out now. That's a big out there because it keeps the double play in check. Here's Abraham Arroyo. 1 for 2 with a single. Bases loaded, still 1 out. The first pitch. High pop up there, that'll go out of play, and the count is 0-1 there. On deck is Leland Riley the second. The 0-1. Did he go? I don't think he did. I think he held up in time. 1-1 to count. Bases loaded for Statesman. 3 straight hits on 3 consecutive singles. One and one to count. The 1-1. Nice stop by Dawson Foster, and the count is 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch. 3-1 now. Three balls and a strike. Three-one pitch. I think he went, no question about it. Now it's 3-2 now. Three-two pitch. Hits a little ground ball to the second baseman. They'll go second for one. First, double play. 4-6-3. That's a big one there. So no runs on 3 hits. No errors. And they lead 3-on. We head to the 5th inning. A tie game at 4. Penn, 4 runs, 7 hits, nowhere for Central Methodist. Remember, William Penn had the bases loaded, 1 out, came away with a fly out, and then the 4-6-3 double play. At the end of 2 periods, the Washington Capitals and the Boston Bruins are tied at 1 on ABC television as Gavin Weiser's up there 2 for 2 with a double and a homer and 2 RBIs. It's a ball, 1-0 to count. On my 1800 baseball game, the 1-0. Fouls it off, 1-1. Sporting those neon green gloves. 2-1 to count. Two one pitch. 3-1 now. Ryan Malzahn on deck. 3-1 pitch. Lines a shot. Foul. Just by an eyelash. Two pitch. Hits a little chopper to the second baseman. Throws over the first for out number 1. So 1 out now in the bottom of the 5th inning. For Dario Rios, 1 for 2. Lined out the short in the first and then hit a home run that tied the game at 4. Actually, it's Ryan Malzahn. First pitch. Ball 1 there. Malzahn 0 for 2. Popped to third in the first and then rounded out the short in the 3rd inning. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. 0-1. 1-1 to count. I was thinking a little bit ahead. 1-1 to count. Chops it foul. 1-2. Right past the third base coach of Nate Breland there. One, two, the count. Lines a shot. There's a base hit. So now here's Dario Rios. 1 for 2. Lined out to short in the first. Hit a home run to tie the game with 4 in the 3rd inning. The 8th hit of the game for Central Methodist. That's Dawson Kilground, the new courtesy runner. First pitch to him. Fouls it to the screen. 0-1 now on Ryan Malzahn. I'm sure his family is listening in from Forestdale, Missouri. Todd, father Todd, mom Karen. Throw over the first. Oh, it gets away there. And Kilgron will go to second. That'll be an error, and Kilgron will head to third. A represent the go-ahead run. So now you have a runner at third. That'll be an error on the pitcher. So now the runner's at third All Rios has to do is kind of put the ball in play and give Central Methodist that 5-4 lead there. One and one to count. Kelgron's at third. The 1-1. Lines a shot. That'll be deep in at the score. Kelgron. And he'll come in to score the 5th run. On the sac fly there. Second RBI today. Gives Central Methodist a 5-4 lead there. Second RBI for Rios. That's 8 on the year. Simon J.J. Yoakum the 4th. 1 for 2 with a single in the second and struck out in the third. Strike. Central Methodist has scored 5 consecutive runs. Oh, 1 now. It's a high pop-up. Let's see who calls for it. And the first baseman does call for it for the third out. So Central Methodist gets 1 run on just the 1 hit, 1 error. No one lets on. We head to the 6th inning. Central Methodist 5. William Penn 4. William Penn. What Norris here? First to 2. There's Leland Riley the second. 1 for 2. Single and 2 RBIs in the first inning. That gave William Penn the 4-0 lead in that first inning. Then head to a 5-4-3 to play in the 4th inning. There's a strike call. Into the 6th inning. The 0-1 now. Outside, 1-1 now. It's a high fly ball in the center field. Yoakum goes back. And right in front of the warning track makes the catch. We're out number 1. Remember, William Penn had an opportunity to take the lead there. With nobody out in the 5th inning after 3 straight singles. Keon Young flew out to Ryan Malzahn, and then Abraham Roy hit until a 4-6-3 double play. There's Jagger Mitchell. 1 for 2 with a single. Struck out in the first and then single in the 4th. Jeremy Yano has done a great job Now his job is to keep it where it is and hopefully get a victory today. The 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Two 0 pitch. 3-0 the count. Pitch. Takes it all the way. 3-1. Low past 130. Second game scheduled for 2:30, but we may start early, which that's fine by me. 3-1 pitch is a pop-up there. Let's see who calls for it. Couldn't quite get to it as Gavin Whitehurst. The only other player I would tell you could try something like that would be Pete Rose. Or they may try the old replay. Remember back in the 1980 World Series when Frank White hit a pop foul on that first base dugout. The ball went off the glove of Bob Boone, and Pete Rose caught it. And then later on, Tug McGraw struck out Willie Wilson to give the Philadelphia Phillies the World Series championship. 3-2 the count. Strike 3 call. Throws over the first to complete the out. So 2 quick outs now for Andres Padilla. 0 for 1, flew out the right, and then it was hit by a pitch. Pitch to him. Strike, 0-1. The 0-1 fouls it off. 0-2. Estes Field shivering with its concrete foundations. In front of 42,410, millions are watching on television across the world. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That's high. 1-2 now. Central Methodist trying to win for the first time since the United States won the gold medal. Men's hockey team won the gold medal over Canada. 1-2. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Vasquez throws the first. And they got him for 1, 2, 3, and it goes William Penn. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Central Methodist 5, William Penn 4. from William Penn. And here's Zeb Weedy, 0 for 2. Struck out in the second and popped the short second base in the third inning. First pitch to Zeb Weedy. Hits the ground ball. The third baseman has it. Throws over the first for out number 1. Here is Sean Mitchell, 2 for 2, with a single and a double. First pitch to Sean Mitchell. Lines a shot in the center field. 2 pitches, 2 outs. And here is Landon McKillop. 0 for 0. Has sac fly in the second. Drove in a run. Then the sac bunt in the fourth inning. Strike, 0-1 now. Five 5-4 lead for Central Methodist. Trying to go for win number 6. The 0-1. Hits the ground ball at the middle. Shortstop has it, and that'll be an infield hit, no question about it. The 9th hit of the game for Central Methodist. And here's Dawson Foster, 0 for 2, grounded out to the pitcher in the second, struck out in the fourth. Actually, it's a curtain. Looks like Justin Smith will be the batter. .217 hitter, no homers, 4 RBIs from Detroit. Most famous TV show, Home Improvement. Starring Tim Allen. Ball 1 there. 1-0 the count. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 the count on Justin Smith. The Ranger. 1-1 to Ranger Smith. The 1-1. 2-1 on the Ranger. The Ranger Smith. You may know him from the Yogi Bear show. He used to keep Yogi Bear in line. Especially when he goes around stealing picnic baskets. 2-1 to count. That's a bit high. 3-1. Sporting those neon pink gloves. Boy, I love those. Wonder if Justin Smith can give me one of those. 3-1 to the Ranger. Swing and a miss. 3-2 now. Jordan Vasquez is on deck. To the count. McKillop's at first. Hits a high fly ball in the right field. Right fielder goes back. A pinch hit 2-run homer for Ranger Smith and gives Central Methodist a 7-4 lead. A 2-run homer for Justin Smith, his first of the year. RBI number 6. And that gives Central Methodist some insurance runs, and why not? So 7-4 now. They have scored 7 straight runs. Here's Jordan Vasquez, 1 for 3 with a double. That came in the third inning. First pitch to him. Boy, that gives him a 3-run cushion for Jeremy Gagnon to work with, trying to go for a victory today. The 1-0. High pop-up. Let's see who calls for it. Right fielder makes the catch for the third out. So Central Methodist gets 2 runs on 2 hits. Thanks to a 2-run pinch and homer by the Ranger, Justin Smith has given Central Methodist a 7-4 lead into the top of the 7th inning. Those 4 runs, 7 hits in there. Of course, second game scheduled for 2:30, but we may get to start a little early, which that's okay because according to my watch, it's about 1:45 p.m. There's McGuire Jepson, 0 for 3 on the day. Jeremy Yanio needs 3 more outs for a victory. Number 6 on the year. And the first pitch. That's a ball, 1-0 to count. 4, 5, 6, 7. Boy, ever since he came on, he has kept them where it is. Especially with nobody out. And that 5th inning, the 1-0. Strike, 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Estes Field shivering with its concrete foundations. The 1-1. Popped it foul, and that's 1-2 now. But the turning point came in that 4th and really in that 5th inning there. Remember when Penn had the bases loaded, nobody out. Keone Young flew out, and then Abraham Roy hit until 4-6-3 double play. Then Central Methodist took the lead there. Fouls it off in that 5th inning there on that sac fly by Dario Rios. That gave Central Methodist a 5-4 lead, and then Justin Smith's 2-run homer gives Central Methodist that 7-4 lead, and that's where we are. 7-4 with a count of 1-2. Lines a shot. Yoakum charging. Oh, he couldn't get to it. That'll be a base hit all the way, no question about it. That was a good effort there by Justin Yoakum IV. By J.J. Yoakum IV. That was good effort there. Just couldn't get to it. There's Shane Malino. 1 for 2 with a single. First pitch. Ball 1 there. Started at 12 noon. We may start a little early for game 2, which that's okay by me. 1-0. Strike. 1-1. Sawyer Hardiman on deck. 1-1 to count. 2-1 now. 7-4 Central Methodist. Throws over there. Two one pitch. Strike. 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. Two pitch. Fouls it off just to increase the tension. 2-2 to count. Sawyer Hardiman on deck. 7-4 Central Methodist. Quentin Norris here from Estes Field. Throw over there. $15 from now, softball's home opener against Culver Stockton. 12:45 pregame show, 1 o'clock. I'll be on the play-by-play. 2-2 pitch. High pop-up. Let's see who calls for it. That's Ryan Malzahn makes the catch for out number 1. And now here's Sawyer Hardiman, who is 1 for 2 with a single. First pitch. Strike. 0-1. Aiden North on deck. On 1 to count. Just needs 2 more outs. The 0-1. Nice stop there. 1-1 now. One and one to count. Well, Jeremy Yanna has done a great job there. Third inning of work. Going for the victory. There's a 3-run lead to work with. Rounds it foul. 1-2 now. One and two to count. 1-2 pitch. Hits the ground ball. Nice stop there, but nowhere to go. So another infield hit there now. It's first and second now for Aiden North, who is 1 for 2 with a single. Remember that single in that fifth inning loaded the bases with nobody out, but failed to score. First pitch. Strike. 0-1 now. And really, that was the first batter Jeremy Yanna faced when he came on relief in the fifth inning of Weston Walls, who went 4 innings. The 0-1. Fouls it to the screen. 0-2. Tying run at the plate. Up for the 7th inning. 0-2 to count. 0-2. Ooh, outside. Nice stop by Dawson Foster. 1-2. One and two to count. Chops it foul. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Fouls it to the screen. 1-2. Keone Young is on deck. One-two. I think he held up. 2-2. Two pitch. Now they check. Two pitch. Hits a fly ball. Yoakum has it, and there's out number 2. So one more out to go. And here's Keone Young, 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the first inning. They gave William Penn the 1-0 lead there. One more to go. Listen to this crowd, over 42,000 on hand. Millions are watching on television across the world. 42,400 fans here at Estes Field. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. On 1 to count. Gets away from Foster. Everyone moves up the base. So now second and third, and the count is 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. One pitch. It's a high pop up there. Whitehurst gives a chase into the Central Methodist bullpen. The count is 1-2. Estes Field shivering with its concrete foundations. 1-2 on Keone Young. Came in today's game as the RBI leader with 23. Now it's 24 thanks to the RBI single. The 1-2. Fouled it off. So it's still 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Second and third, 2 outs. 1-2. Fouls it off there just to increase the tension. 1-2 the count. And here's the 1-2. Nice stop by Foster. 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. 7-4 Central Methodist. 2-2 pitch. Lines a shot. That's a base hit. One run will score. The second run will score. And it's a 7-6 ball game. How big was that two-run homer by Justin Smith? For Keone Young, that's his 26th of the year. On Abraham Arroyo up there. 1 for 3 with a single. Remember, he was at bat. They had the bases loaded, 1 out in the 5th inning. Into a 4-6-3 double play. Now it's 7-6. First pitch. Ball 1 there. First time they have scored a couple of runs since the first inning. The 1-0. I kind of get away from Foster, and here comes Keone Young in the second. Now the tying runs at second. Now we'll take a time call. They're trying to go over the scouting report on how to pitch to Abraham Arroyo. So after the quick meeting, the count is 2-0 with Keone Young at second, the tying run. He's the tying run. Arroyo's the go-ahead run. 2-0 pitch. Strike. 2-1 now. Leland Riley, the second, is on deck. Two and one to count. 2-1. Strike 2. 2-2 to count. On Abraham Arroyo. Two and two. Runner at second. Tying run there. Here's the pitch. Nice stop by Foster. 3-2. Three-two. Ball 4. So now it's first and second, and 2 outs for Leland Riley the second. 1 for 3 on the day. He had it with 2 RBIs. That came in the first inning. That gave William Penn the 4-0 lead there. First and second. And now it's a balk. I have a feeling if the pitcher wasn't all set. In all the years I've watched Major League Baseball on television, usually the number one popular thing when a balk is called is usually the pitcher's not all set. And most of the time I've seen it, it's in the National League. Usually it's Doug Harvey or Harry Wendelstead. Ball one there. 7-6 with 2 outs. A base hit can give William Penn the lead. The 1-0. 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. The 2-0. Takes a strike. 2-1 now. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs. Central Methodist trying to go for win number 6. 2-1 pitch. Strike on the inside corner. 2-2. Jagger Mitchell's on deck. 2-2 pitch. It's a little chopper, fouled. Two and two the count. Strike 3 call. And that's the winner, folks. Central Methodist wins at 7-6. 6 runs, 10 hits, and an error. Central Methodist 7 runs, 10 hits, and no error. Central Methodist will go to 6-8 on the year. William Penn at 9-5. Central Methodist with the victory there. And we'll have game number 2 for you in about 20 minutes or so. This is Quentin Norris saying so long, and that's 7,875 of them. So long in a few moments.